What is up, Rebel Colonists and Mars citizens? I am just a simple Newtype, and in this episode we are beginning our coverage of Preventer 7. The entire title is Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, Point Half Preventer 7. But no. Just like Frozen Teardrop, this is written by Sumizawa, with Sakura Asagi doing all the illustrations. This is supposed to be a bridge between Endless Waltz and Frozen Teardrop, so we are definitely going to see those FT flashbacks fleshed out in this manga. I don't know why we're going backwards, as we still haven't finished Glory to the Losers, but that is how life goes sometimes. Since much of this manga is a Frozen Teardrop clip show, I'm covering this with the assumption that you know Frozen Teardrop, so expect spoilers. So let's get into this. Before blowing up his Gundam, Wu Fei sees Mei Lan. One thing that's frustrating is that the FT flashbacks never fleshed out Mei Lan and Wu Fei's relationship. His Preventer codename is Rain. Hildy and Duo are at L2. Duo's codename is Cloud. Catra has taken over the winter business. His name is Sand. He ditches the suit and tie and heads to L3 to find a clown working at the circus. Troll once again goes by the name Nameless. He is once again insufferable, and his name is Thunder. Hiro is with Raylina. This moment is taken directly from Frozen Teardrop. Hiro is healing post-Endless Waltz, and it is the only real moment Hiro and Raylina had together. Hiro predicts that she will win the presidency when she drops the Peacecraft name. He doesn't need her apple and still fears of being poisoned. Hiro, of course, does what he does best. He leaves. His codename is Snow. Just like in Frozen Teardrop, this inspires Raylina to host a party to gather support for her future political endeavors, which leads to the St. Kingdom incident, which is the whole reason for Frozen Teardrop's existence. It's kinda weird that they told the inciting incident of a 13-volume story at Volume 6. The party begins. Marimea, Lady Un, and Dorothy show up, along with other big names in the Earth sphere. As Raylina makes her appearance, the castle is taken over by soldiers. The leader is a man with Milliardo Peacecraft's face. If you read Frozen Teardrop, you know this is Disnoof Neuenheim, of Neuenheim Konzer and Noin's brother. He is implementing the perfect peace program created by Thomas Current, and will nuke the St. Kingdom if they stop them. Time for the Preventers to move into action. While the boys are arguing, Hiro comes barreling down to Earth on his own. The boys say, "Does he have a wing Gundam?" Dorothy is leaking intel out to Sally. They're bringing in what appears to be a Virgo 3. This is Disnoof's custom-manned Virgo unit. The boys make it down to Earth, impressed that Hiro was able to fix up Unit 1. Remember, Lady Un piloted it to push Trace out of the way, and it took the brunt of the attack. It has been in a war museum at MO2 since then. This happened in Gundam Wing, but this Wing revival during the attack on the St. Kingdom wasn't a part of Frozen Teardrop. Hiro just used a cancer. He don't need no Gundam. Get on his level. Wu Fei makes a lame excuse to Duo. He says, "Yep, the Preventers don't exist. I don't exist. This Gundam right here doesn't exist." What are you talking about? They move into action. We flash back to an attack by the rebels. Hiroyui, the politician, Jane Knoll, and Thomas Current are running away. But Thomas Current has a punctured internal organ. If you notice, Jane Knoll's entire left side is also wrecked. This is why he has a robot arm. Thomas mentions how they were so close to finishing the perfect peace program before dying. This moment also happens in Volume 5 of Frozen Teardrop. Meanwhile, on Volcanus, a clone is being activated. This clone is Vaughn Kushonada, who died by the hands of little Hiroyui. Also activated is something called the Vampire Virus. This Noof tells Raylina that he is a part of the Neuenheim family. He goes into detail about how Thomas worked with Jay Knoll, Hiroyui, and Katarina Peacecraft, who became the legendary Sis Merquise. Yes, Zex comes from someone in his bloodline who fought for the rebels back in the day. While this is happening, Duo and Wu Fei move in on the castle. After they secure the perimeter, Catra and Troa also move in. AC-174. Hiroyui is now older and a politician. He contacts Jay Knoll on a secure line. Bro doesn't have that arm anymore and is slowly descending into his mad scientist look. He wonders if his friend is alright after the death of Katarina. This is something that we didn't see in Frozen Teardrop. Jay Knoll mentions that Marticus will continue her fight, but we still don't get to see any romance between the two, for her true love was always Hiroyui. His last words were that she wanted to see Professor Yui. Yeah, suck it, Marticus. Hiroyui was assassinated by Odin Lowe Jr., and Ein Yui died in a terrorist bombing. I said in Frozen Teardrop this was the same event, but apparently the two are separate events. Jay works on his own while the other Gundam engineers finally come together. Oh hey, check it out. Here's a panel with Dr. S after he gave up cross-dressing, but before he lost his nose to space cocaine. If you are wondering, wait, Dr. S cross-dresses? Yes. In Frozen Teardrop, he went by the name Sorcery and cross-dressed, all while developing El Konig, which becomes Warlock. Disnoof explains the nanomachines and how most of humanity have these in their body. The perfect peace program turns those nanomachines into killing machines. Peace for Disnoof is through control. Frozen Teardrop says that Sam is plugged into a laptop. This manga shows that Sam is just on a flash drive though. Remember, Sam is an AI that is essentially the first Zero system, but it's also a cat. Relina calls him a pitiful soul. She is stolen. Suddenly, Disnoof's men go down, and the laptop is shot. It is Hiro. Relina gives him a little curtsy. I love this page. It's so ridiculous. We get a flashback to the first time Hiro said he would kill Relina. Aw, it's kill at first sight. Hiro shoots at Disnoof. The other boys are trying to get the hostages out of the castle. Hiro could tell this isn't Zex despite his face. Disnoof says that the preventers working in the shadows are no different than what came before it. Soon they will become no different than Oz or the Alliance, and the cycle of violence will happen again. An endless waltz, if you will. And he looks right into the camera and winks. He will hold off on the perfect peace program, but will set off the nuke. Like in Frozen Teardrop, we get Pagan doing a judo chop for the win. He knocks the trigger out of Disnoof's hand, and Hiro grabs it. Meanwhile, Duo finds the nuke. In the past, Von Kushernada visits his mother, who became ill. Odin Lowe and Junior are scouting them out. Little Hiro will be the one who kills Vaunt and his mother, Angelina. But during the explosion on the hospital, Disnoof lost his mother, Astoria. This is something I overlooked in Frozen Teardrop. He mentions the name of his Virgo is also called Astoria. He too longs for his lost mother. Duo struggles with the nuke. It can be deactivated by putting in the password for Sam, which I believe is Peacecraft X2 Hiro Yui. Disnoof detaches his arm and kicks Pargan. No, don't mess with Pargan, not cool, dude. He rushes Hiro, who unloads a clip on him. We will learn that his body is made entirely of neo-titanium. One of the bullets bounces off of Disnoof and hits Relina. She is bleeding badly. Disnoof jumps out the window, leaving his arm behind. Maureen, Relina's adopted mother, tells Marimea that it's fine. Everyone here is a doctor. In Frozen Teardrop, we learn that the Same Kingdom became the world's source of medical tech and doctors. The kingdom is built on medicine. Wu Fei regrets getting rid of Altron Gundam. Like Frozen Teardrop, Duo struggles hacking Sam and gets a hold of Dr. J. Meanwhile, Disnoof flees to his custom Virgo, named after his mommy. And that will do it for Preventer 7, but we get a little side story titled Final Moment of Silence. MC 0022, Second Summer. This is after the events of Frozen Teardrop. Hiro meets with Relina. He tells her that he doesn't want to use the name Hiro Yui anymore. He thinks back to when Odin called him Odin Lowe Jr. Relina is still going to call him Hiro. Hiro drinks tea even though Relina warns him that it is still hot. He feels no emotion on the outside, but he says that it was hot and he's glad that he still feels things. Relina begged her grandmother's cookie recipe. Remember, her grandmother is Katarina. Relina has a line that mentions that Katarina was Dr. J's first love, which is true. There were many lines which state how her beauty motivated the team back then. Hiro, Jay Knoll, and most likely Thomas Current was in love with her. It was so subtle and understated in Frozen Teardrop that I never brought it up, but this manga makes it more blatant. Also, this is a good time to bring up the Mardukis is Relina's father thing. In the past, he showed feelings towards Katarina, but she told him to focus on the rebellion. And then a generation later, he is the Peacecraft Patriarchy. The implication here is that he was rejected by Katarina. She then raised Sabrina Peacecraft's daughter, who became the queen, and then married Mardukis, who would be like 20 years older by that time. Gross, dude. I'm glad Zex burned down his painting. Hiro gives Relina a letter asking her to marry him, just like at the end of Frozen Teardrop. If she ever returns to the name Peacecraft, Hiro will have to put his life on the line to do everything to protect her. Homeboy is tired and just wants a moment to breathe. Besides Hiro, they never show the boy's face now that they are older men. We just get the back of Professor W looking at both of the Troas. And Katerin. Father Maxwell is now president of Mars. It seems that little Duo is acting as his real son these days with Hildy. Also, Cyrene, Wen, and Noin went to live on a farm with the family. But this isn't a regular farm. This is just aura farming with horses. Ah, that's what he meant when he went to a farm. He was never gonna raise cows. Hiro found his birth certificate, but the spot for father is left blank. With this, Hiro can officially be a real citizen for the first time in his life. Relina says, check out these Martian blossoms. Relina says to Hiro, there's nothing as beautiful in the universe as these blossoms. Hiro is weird and doesn't lie, so he gives her a fat hard no. She says, you can be cruel, Hiro. He says, stop calling me Hiro. This is a love story, I think. And that will do it for this episode of Preventer 7. It is smart to take the greatest hits from Frozen Teardrop and put them into manga form. I take the more cynical approach and think that Bandai realized that people don't read anymore. I wish this manga was around while I was covering Frozen Teardrop. I could have used the visuals, man. Next time, while slowly dying, Rolina talks to Katarina, her grandmother, that once went by the name Sis Merquise. Unlike Frozen Teardrop, we see the Wyvern play a role during this arc, and Duo and Hiro stop the bomb, but push back the release of PPP. But that will do it for now, Rebel Colonists. Remember, Grandma Peacecraft not only fought rebels, she also made a mighty fine chocolate chip cookie. Peace.